A little bit, had a little back and forth.
Okay, well, if we were really offline, I kept talking, Bruce. I knew you were back there working on the tech stuff. So we had just to recap there, we had a punt by Wilson at the end of the half. Pinned, the ball rolled and pinned Manheim Central deep in their own territory with under a minute left on the clock. And at that point, we saw Manheim Central hand off to Flick, got it from the 7-yard line up to the 10, got a little bit of breathing room. And then one of those things as a head coach, offense coordinator that keeps you up at night, we saw a loose ball on the last play from scrimmage. Manheim Central did cover it up, and that was enough to run out the clock. So here we are heading in the half in Manheim with the visiting Wilson Bulldogs with 10 points on the board, and the home team, the Manheim Central Barons, have 6. And now back to you, Bruce.
Yeah, it was a very interesting half. I think most of the half was played in the Manheim Central end. That was the single biggest takeaway for me, along with the defensive effort by Wilson, not only with the rushing of the passer, but also with the defensive effort by the secondary, just really not allowing any separation by those Manheim receivers anywhere down the field.
No, I mean, when you look at it and you look at it from the field position perspective, Bruce, and of course, it's not a whole lot of points up there, but 10-6 on the scoreboard, it being played down there. But again, when you look at the percentages, how many times were the Wilson Bulldogs down the red zone? The first time they're down there, they walk away with a missed field goal, no points on the board. The next time they're down there, you're getting 3 points on the board with a field goal. Finally, then we saw them when they were in the red zone, put points up with the touchdown, the extra point. So, as far as, Coach Hahn and Manheim Central, I love the play call of trying to go for the onside kick. I love the play call of trying to go for the fake punt there. Again, that's playing the percentages. Yeah, it's been played pretty much, down with Manheim's back to the walls and, Wilson inside the red zone. But that said, again, they've only come away with 1 touchdown for all those trips inside of the red zone.
Yeah, and it really, the onside kick really didn't hurt them. I think it only helped. I think what it showed is that they're going to do everything that they need to do to win this game. All right, at halftime here, we got a very special guest, Mike Drago from the Reading Eagles, going to stop by. Mike's actually going to grab the halftime stats and come down so we can do a little analysis. I'm really anxious to hear what he's got to say about the first half and his perspective. I mean, he's seen a heck of a lot more football games than that he's got to do something to kind of kickstart the momentum in this game.
They got a bad start last week. They were trailing Warwick 14-0 in the first half. They turned the ball over a couple of times before they came back to win. But really, they haven't done anything well tonight. They started around the 10-yard line. They get a 5-yard penalty. So really, they only went 5 yards for that score. Like I said, I think Dave Hahn's got to be pretty happy right now that the score is only 10-6.
Yeah, and from the Wilson side, I thought that they ran the ball pretty effectively in that first half. Just like you said, it looks like the Wilson offensive and defensive line is really controlling the line of scrimmage so far.
Right. Morales, to me, and I thought this last week, he looks like he's just ready to break one on almost every time he touches it. He's got that forward lean. He's got a quick burst. He's a dangerous runner. Of course, Manheim has a very good defense, and their defense is keeping him in it. Other than that long run by Lockhart. Manheim's D has played pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. What do you look for in the second half?
Well, Simon's too good of a player to go 1 for 12 again. He's going to find his rhythm. They'll figure out some kind of a protection scheme, or as you said, roll him out a little more. But they will figure out the passing game because he's got some good receivers and he's an excellent quarterback. So I think it's going to be tight the whole way.
Coach Dom's probably as good as anybody. What do you think he's going to do for Wilson?
More of the same. He knows he's got the advantage up front. I think he's going to keep pounding the rock and hope that Morales gets a little crease and he can break one.
Well, good. Listen, Mike, I want to thank you very much for stopping by. We really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to this second half. Thanks for stopping by. It's an enormous pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks for stopping down.
Okay, we're getting ready for the second half. Let's get Joe Mays in here. Want to talk to Joe a little bit about his impressions of the first half. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good.
Down on the sidelines there,
That's
running
right.
up and down, doing like what you normally do. What'd you think of the first half?
From a Wilson perspective, other than failing to capitalize at the beginning, with the interception, the missed field goal, especially defensively, the Bulldogs have looked pretty strong. They're controlling the trenches, which Coach Doms has spoke of, that if they wanted to get going this week, it was going to have to be from those guys, offense and defensively, and especially on the defensive side of the ball. That underclassmen defensive line that they've been throwing out there has really stepped up to the challenge. The linebackers have been flowing. A great game so far from a senior outside linebacker, Cam Magalotti. And like I said, those junior defensive linemen are putting it to Evan Simon. I'm not sure I've seen Simon under pressure like this.
Wow. Well, they started rolling him out because they couldn't keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, so it's been from that perspective, and if you told me that Wilson would be leading at halftime 10-6, I would take it. But knowing how a few times Wilson failed to capitalize, they could have a bigger lead here. The really only defensive deficiency was after the strip sack fumble and the Barons had a couple cracks at the end zone. Wilson botched a third down coverage, resulting in the touchdown. But, hey, they blocked the extra point, so that gives them a little advantage there. Offense needs to get back into rhythm.
Yeah.
So they've a couple times they've been able to break some with Elijah Morales, and he's going to be carrying the ball the entire second half with the injury to Avante Lockhart. So he's going to have to step up. But if he finds a seam, we know that he can take it to the house.
So Lockhart got hurt.
Yeah, something I believe with the ankle or lower leg. He was icing it. They brought out some crutches. I would not expect to see him in the second half. And that also means, special teams-wise, Chase Walters will be back to punting, which we saw him do in the season kickoff at Central Dauphin. They moved Lockhart there in week 2 against Mifflin, and he's had the job since. Walters punted already. That second one was very nice, pitting the Barons deep into their own territory right before halftime.
Quarterback play, your thoughts?
If you told me that entering halftime, Evan Simon would have completed just 5 passes out of 16 attempts, is it? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at rushings.
Right.
One. Wow. Oh my, it's even worse than. But that is a testament to what the Bulldogs defense has
3
done.
yards passing.
3 yards passing. Of course, it is for the touchdown, so he's got that stat line going for him. But Evan Simon, I heard Mike Drago say this. Evan Simon is too good of a player for that to happen again in the second half. So Wilson has to be ready to come under attack through the air. And, you know, he missed a couple passes by a fingertip at the beginning of the game, especially in that first quarter. And that is, you know, at some point that's going to go the other way, and Manheim Central is going to break a big one. Hopefully Wilson can kind of control things defensively, and the offense can take advantage of maybe a Manheim Central miscue or special teams advantage. The Bulldogs got to get on the board again. They can't just sit back on their heels and expect to nearly shut out the Barons again in the second half. So, you know.
Well, quite honestly, I mean, Manheim threw everything they could at him, and Wilson just stood there and blocked everything. I mean, you know, the fake punt, the onside kick, they couldn't throw the ball. They could barely run the ball. I mean, they did have a little bit of success on the ground, but wow, I mean, you know, Wilson just took everything from him and came out, you know, on top in that first half. And, you know, like you said, if it wasn't for that turnover, you know, I think we're completely different ball game, quite honestly.
Yeah, for sure. You know, that's but it's a game of turnovers. Usually whoever has the least amount or wins that stat is the winner of the game. So we'll see how that comes out in the second half. If you would have told me that a player would have over 100-yard rushing in the first half and a quarterback were completing over 50% of the passes, I would have told you it was Manheim Central.
Right.
So it really is
Morales
shocking.
had a great half.
And he will be primed to do so again in the second half. If Wilson's going to win, he has to. It's his ball game. I did like the offensive calls from offensive coordinator Jeremy Palm and the execution. The first few plays, you know, short, quick, high percentage passes, and Fuchik was connecting on him. He wasn't hitting on him as often against Central Dauphin, and Wilson ended up losing. He came out tonight, you know, he's 7 for 13 now, not anything that's going to blow anyone away, but he is done enough, and hopefully he won't have to do much in the second half, and Morales can just kind of carry the rock. If Wilson's running the ball, you know they're in good position. So
yeah, clearly you know, he was effective because they were running the ball so well.
Yeah. Yeah, one last thing before I'll let you go here is the Wilson connection on the Manheim Central sideline. You know, we talked about Evan Simon having the one completion. It was the touchdown, and that touchdown went to Jake Harbach, who is the son of a Wilson football player. So, you know, there's no getting away.
You just can't get away. There's always that connection.
Right?
You know, always
There
something Wilson with every team, every player, every coach. Huh? So, well, you know, it's terrific to have you here. I mean, you know, we have to figure out how we can get another Wilson game on here because it's fantastic to have you up here at halftime. I mean, we have so much fun on the fresh set of downs.
That's right,
now
we do.
That Joe is really the man that kind of makes that thing go. I just sit there. Joe does everything. Believe me. I mean, he does a tremendous job. Covering Wilson football for as long as I've been doing, you know, this with PA Football News and covering high school football. Joe and I have always, you know, butted heads because I was a Mifflin guy and he was a Wilson guy. But now that we're part of the team of PA Football News, it's been great. It's a great exposure, I think, for you getting involved not only, you know, with Wilson football, but having the rest of the state see the talents that you possess and all the knowledge you've got out of this game. So
well, thank
I
you.
really appreciate that. I appreciate all the help that you do for us. And, you know, I wish you a lot of luck in the second half. I know who you're rooting for, right?
Yeah. I'll try to be impartial, but it's tough with the roots and the coverage I've been doing for nearly a decade.
Impartial.
So, hey, I try to be on fresh set of downs, you know. And I don't get into predictions, so you're not going to get that from me for sure.
I'm not going to predict anything.
All right.
But, you know, we really appreciate you stopping by and wish you all the luck in the world in the second half.
Well,
all right?
thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Have
Take
a great
care,
second half of the broadcast.
Okay. Thanks, man. Yeah, try and find him in the third quarter. Yeah. Yep.
Back in 1947. Representing over 20 of those teams tonight, we welcome our football alumni. Thank you for your contribution to our school, our town, our team, and our proud tradition.
Were you able to get it back on?
Central Barons football.
The Wi-Fi was off, so I waited for it to come back on. It's still not on.
Okay, getting reconfigured here as we get ready for the second half, Carey.
Got a whole half to go. Wilson Bulldogs up 10-6 over Manheim Central. Certainly a lot of football left to play in this game. It really is anybody's game.
Just a huge thank you to our halftime guests. Mike Drago, I can't thank him enough for stopping by. It's funny to see him out of the press box. You know, I see him out on the field after the game, but you know, our philosophy here as gang is you know, we're fans. We do the games with the fans, and you know, that's our calling card. So we appreciate you hanging in tonight across the multiple platforms. PA Football News across Twitter.
No,
Thanks.
really, you know, how cool was that, Bruce? You know, to have Mike come down. You know, of course, been with the Rain Eagle forever, and of course, our own Pennsylvania Football News, Coach Joe Mays, really the authority on Wilson football. And you know, when you look at yeah, there's a lot of D1 FBS programs out there in college that have some really cool stuff going on with their productions and social media. But when you look at what Joe does for that Wilson football program, I think you're hard pressed to find even, you know, a bunch of colleges that do everything that they do on promoting their program, their brand, their culture, and everything. It's just to have those guys on and what they bring to, you know, their perspective on what happened here in the first half. That's just awesome. Thank you to both of them for coming on.
Yeah, it is impossible to thank Joe, Lewis, who producing this broadcast, Alvernia University for all the support that they provide us to do these games. We just can't thank everybody enough. Alvernia University, I mean, what can we say? Sports Information Director John King started with an idea, and now we have this.
And again, for all those of you who are tuning in, you know, from PA Football News, we thank you. And again, you know, appreciate all the folks out there that are bringing this game, whether you'll see it in print tomorrow in the paper, catching on the radio or local cable. But, you know, one of the things that kind of sets us apart, again, you know, Bruce talked about, we bring it to you as you would be seeing it if you were sitting here live from the stands. And the other thing is, if you can hook up to the web anywhere in the world, you can catch our games, our Friday Night Lives. This is the third one in our series so far. Next week, we're going to be heading up. We're leaving you know, we started out in Berks County. We're down in Lancaster County tonight. And next week, we're heading north for Bruce and I a little bit. We're heading up to Schuylkill County, and we're going to see the ballers from Glen Mills come up to take on the Tide of Pottsville. So we're traveling up to Veteran Stadium up there, Veteran Memorial Stadium up in Pottsville, and going to bring you Friday Night Live, Glen Mills at Pottsville. But now we're back to our home for tonight here in the bleachers in Manheim, and we're getting ready to start the second half with the Wilson Bulldogs up 10-6 over the Manheim Central Barons.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to next week, quite honestly. Pottsville, one of my all-time favorite stadiums. And, you know, you were talking about, Carey, about, you know, we're fans. We do the games with the fans. Sometimes I talk a little bit more like a fan than an announcer, but you know what? It is what it is. We're here bringing the games to the fans how they would want it, and at least we hope anyway. And we appreciate all of your support.
No, and I think it's so neat. It's been a blast so far this season working with you, Bruce, and it's kind of fun everywhere we walk in. And coming from our different backgrounds, you know, media guys everywhere we walk in, and we haven't walked into a place yet that I haven't known a few people from football world. So it's just been it's been great. Excited to get up to Pottsville next week and see my old buddy, the AD up there, Eric, and it's going to be a blast. But again, back to Lancaster County, back to Manheim and Manheim Central, and the Wilson Bulldogs kicking off here the second half. Manheim Central kicking the Wilson.
And a squibber, and it just dives right on it. at the 35-yard line. That's number 24, Tyler Flick. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, that was for Wilson, number 24, A.J. Fitchick.
A.J. Futrick out there, nice job. We only had one guy touch the ball that time and covered it up. And big thing that stood out there, it seems like he has on a gold cleats there, Bruce, and they shimmer in this light.
Well, let's see what happens here. With the 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line.
Ball in the right hash.
Futrick with Morales to his right. He's got double wides, and it's right up the gut. He's got a little bit of space, maybe 3 yards.
Nice job there. Very reminiscent of what we saw, at the start of the game, coming out with a very conservative run play, trying to establish.
Tyler Hart we had as the tackle for that.
Line of scrimmage, gets it into something a little bit more manageable here. You're looking at 2nd and 7. 11:32 left here in the 3rd quarter. A lot of football left to play here in Manheim.
Well, let's thank my spotter, Jamie Novello. Like I said, I'm glassesless, so without him, I'm totally blind. So appreciate that. Futrick, a nice pick to Morales, and he's got pretty close to the 1st down yardage.
Again, those positive yards going north and south here, Bruce. 3rd down, and where are they going to spot? Looks like maybe about 3rd and 3.
Okay, 3rd and 3.
Moves the ball out to the 43-yard line.
Okay, looking back at the first half to now, Wilson is, on offense on their side of the field. Can they convert here and eventually work back over to the Manheim Central side of the 50?
All right. Big 3rd down, start the half. Oh, right up the gut. Yeah, nice fake by Futrick. He's got the 1st down.
Futrick keeping the ball up the middle.
Really nice play there. Mannheim defense went for Morales, and he just took it right up the gut.
Yep, nice job there. They definitely bit. They obviously they're going to be keying on Morales and the things that he's done here in the first half, and nice job, Futrick, pulling it there, getting the 1st down, positive yards.
Absolutely. He's very solid performance, I think, as Joe talked about at halftime. A solid running game sure makes things good for the quarterback.
Having a very well coached, very disciplined, very good offensive line and good running back is definitely, those are both good friends for a quarterback.
Wow, there's an end around. Number 5, that's Gilmore, and he's got some space down the sideline. There he goes. And he's out of bounds inside or pretty close to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, where exactly he went out, we'll have to see. He just kept running. But, again, we talked about Gilmore a little bit earlier in this game and the athleticism and the nice job he did on defense. Here, seeing that he's part of the factor on offense for Wilson.
Okay, 1st and 10 at the 37. Look at here, Wilson driving again on this Manheim defense.
Yep, they flipped it. Now they're on the other side of the field.
Futrick calling signals. And there's Morales. He's got a lane. Oh, boy, and a couple of flags. That's not going to be good.
On the carry, we have flags on the field.
Yeah, getting a little chippy now.
Absolutely.
Again, we want to thank everyone for joining us here on PAFootballnews.com and worldwide coverage really that we have is pretty incredible. So if you can, pop on Twitter and catch us at PA Football News and let us know where you're watching from tonight. Whether you're out of town, out of the state, or out of the country, we'd love to know where you're watching from. I know our good buddy Lewis, who helps us with a lot of our tech stuff here. Bruce sent us a picture lounging poolside last week from Vegas when he was watching us on Friday Night Live.
Well, it was a nice picture, but we're glad to have him back.
Yeah.
Okay, Futrick. 1st and 20 from the 47 now for Wilson. Going to be interesting here. And a crossbuck action with Morales. He escapes, but not very far.
penetration is a number one killer of a run game there, and you saw the initial hit in by Manheim Central, the second guy in, and that was going nowhere for Wilson.
Yeah, give that Manheim defense some credit. There was some misdirection there, and they didn't go for it. All right, 2nd and 20 from the 47, about 8:50 to go in the third quarter. Wilson up 10-6. All right, here's Futrick calling signals. Looking left, Mraz, a little flare, and he's got some space, and he fumbles the football, and it looks like Manheim's got it.
Big turn of events there, and again, trying to get your playmaker out in space, make something of that 2nd and 20 that you got going. You gotta hang on to the football.
Geez, 2nd fumble loss for Wilson tonight. Stops that drive. Tyler Doherty got the fumble recovery for Manheim Central. All right, let's see what Evan Simon can do. First possession of the second half. 8:32, third quarter. Wilson up 10-6. They're on their own 42. And they're running the football with Flick, and he's got some room. Ooh, but then he had just stopped. Maybe 3.
Yeah, he got into that second level and definitely got kissed there. Again, getting a positive run game going is definitely going to help. Your quarterback. And again, the things that we saw with Evan Simon, he did some nice things mechanically at quarterback in the first half. There's just a couple things, not going their way with the timing of the receivers pulling balls in. Got twins left. You got 2 receivers down this side for Manheim.
Flick up the middle again. He's got some space, and it looks like he's got the first down.
Yeah,
those have been few and far between for Manheim tonight. I think that's only their fourth one of the night.
Great job, and as I talked about a little bit in the first half, you've got some guys out here that are hard-nosed football players. They give an effort, and they're not afraid to stick their nose in and get that extra yard. And that's if you're a high school football fan, you love to see that.
Okay, here we go. 1st and 10 from the 45. And just met in the backfield is Flick. That Wilson defense, boy, they have been really stalwart on that defensive line tonight. Greg Smith with that tackle.
Yeah, really nice job by Smith there. Just watch the 2 receivers, split to the left here for Manheim Central in that last play. Really didn't surprise me at all that was going to be a run play. Not a whole lot of get off on the line of scrimmage here. It's one of those little things, you got to sell it, even when you're out wide, sell it that you're going out for a pass.
And it looks like it's up the gut again for nothing.
Fans getting a little questioning
restless
here. Yeah, I was trying to find something diplomatic, Bruce. I was struggling. Thank you for helping me there. But
no, but I mean, yeah, they're they're getting a little concerned here because their offense has been sputtering so far.
You're 2nd and 10-ish, and you just bang the middle again, and again the same result. They want to see a little something different.
All right, this is a big 3rd down play. 3rd and 11 on the Wilson 46, about 6:15 here in quarter 3. Simon is back. He's rolling left, looking for somebody. Can't find anybody. He's trying to find something. He dumps it off. Incomplete again. Boy, kudos to that secondary. There wasn't a soul open.
No, the coverage has been great all night, really, on both sides. But Wilson's, defensive secondary has been kind of lights out. Looks like they were in a double tight there and had 2 guys, twins to the left here. And again, that's one of the things, regardless, with that we've seen with Simon, is he can roll right, he can also roll left and square his shoulders. He's not just a one-sided type of guy.
Yeah, you're exactly right. All right, let's see who the punter is going to be for Manheim.
Olson is deep to receive the punt.
Olson deep for Wilson. Corson.
Yeah, I think we got some movement here on Manheim. The Wilson punt return team here, a little celebration going on, and Manheim's going to be moving backwards. So, yeah, I can't see the number on the punter from Manheim Central. Do we have
it's impossible to see
rugby right or rugby left
I
here
mean,
kicking?
it is impossible at a distance with these gray scarlet uniforms to pick out numbers.
Right, and I know you don't have your glasses tonight, Bruce.
Well,
I did have
even if I had
LASIK done, and it's tough for even me
It
to
is
see.
Colby Wagner back there, though, and he feels it snap, and he bangs it down there. Oh, and will it stop? No, into the end zone.
Wagner's punt will roll into the end zone, bring the ball out to the 20.
Yeah, you would love to pin them down there on the 5 on in, but regardless, you got Wilson starting at the 20 and having 80 yards to go on this one.
Yeah.
But no, his uniforms, of course, I don't think Wilson's uniforms have changed since dirt was invented. Very traditional, the very uniform we're accustomed to seeing. But no, the grayish numbers on these maroon jerseys are tough to see for Manheim Central.
Yeah, from distance, they almost blend together. Not trying to make excuses, gang, but all right. Futrick calling signals. That's Gilmore in motion, and Morales up the gut, and he's got a few yards, not much, maybe 3. Okay, positive play there.
Yeah, and let's make no mistake about my comments earlier. I think it's incredible. Wilson with their very traditional look, and it's their brand. And I think everyone, of course, because of the success of the program. But when you see their uniform, see their helmet, it's the Wilson Bulldogs from West Lawn.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, 2nd and 5 from the 25. About 5:15 to go, third quarter. Wilson up 10-6. Future calling signals. Hands it to Morales up the gut again. He didn't get anything that time.
Once again, the handoff goes to Morales.
Almost seems like both teams came out here almost like it was 0-0 and it's the start of the game, Bruce, and just kind of like trying to feel each other out and bang a little bit and see who's going to establish dominance up front on the line of scrimmage.
Is it us? I mean, every game, these knockdown, drag out, not that we don't like it because we love it. But both teams pounding one another so far, and here's a big 3rd down for Wilson, 3rd and 4. Futrick throwing, and he's caught it. Wow, juggled out there. Number 15.
Pass complete to Brady Kibble.
Brady Kibble. Wow, he juggled that one, and he hauled it in there for the 1st down.
It's a great job. Held on to the ball, got the 1st down. No, and you're right. I mean, we've seen very low-scoring games for all the games that we've covered so far this year.
All right, 1st and 10. Bulldogs moving on. Futrick back to throw on 1st down. Can't find anybody. He's taken off. Positive yards, a 1st down and out of bounds.
Futrick keeping the ball.
Pretty close to midfield there.
Great job of Futrick making a play.
Another 1st down.
Pulled it, ran, got up that left sideline, got the 1st down for his team, and pushing that midfield. Again, we saw pretty much Wilson's offense playing on the Manheim Central side of the 50 the whole 1st half.
Okay, 1st and 10. Actually, looks like he stepped out at his own 45. 4:03 in the 3rd quarter. Boy, another time-consuming, methodical drive by the Wilson Bulldogs here. Leading 10-6. Future calling signals. And where have we seen that before? Morales up the gut. And that one's for 5.
As an offensive coordinator, head coach, you love to see this. You're in 2nd and 5 now, and that's a very manageable, amount of real estate to cover in 2 downs. It gives you a lot more options.
It sure does. I mean, Wilson has just been really in control of this game just about the whole night. 3 minutes, about winding down to 3:30 here. And Wilson in no hurry. They call a timeout.
Timeout, Wilson.
Right at midfield, up 10-6. A 2nd and 5, Carey. I mean, yeah, Wilson has just had command of this game as far as ball control and field position, really from the get-go.
And the big but or yet on that whole statement is, let's take a look at the scoreboard.
Right.
And they're only up 10-6.
Yep.
And again, don't want to be a broken record with it, but, with Manheim Central and some of their, decisions, whether it was the onside kick, fake punt, playing the percentages, Wilson's been down the red zone, and had several trips there in the first half. The first one, walked away with no points on missed field goal. Walked out the second time with 3 points in the field goal. And, getting in the red zone the third time is the only time that they, put that, the touchdown on the board. Hence, we're sitting here with a timeout, 3:31 left, third quarter, and the Wilson Bulldogs are up 10-6 on the home team, Manheim Central. This is still anybody's game.
Thanks to Circle W Sports for all their help with PAFootballnews.com and setting up this broadcast. Also, our friends at Alvernia University, thank you for everything you do to make this broadcast possible. Okay, back to live action. Pistol formation for the first time tonight. And Morales, fake to Morales, Futrick scrambling around, positive yardage, very close to the first down.
On this drive, I think we see something here with Futrick. He's gotten the first down for the Wilson Bulldogs twice with his feet. I mean, he was pretty much dead to rights in the backfield by 2-3 guys there, but made a play and got him first down, got the ball back across the 50 for the Wilson Bulldogs.
Yeah, clearly that's a sign of confidence that he's got in himself and the rest of his team. All right, 1st and 10 at the 44. Getting close to the 3-minute mark of the third quarter. And Wilson's still out in front, 10-6. Morales in motion. They're looking right, little shovel pass, that's Gilmore. He's got some room down the sidelines, all the way down to about the 25-yard line.
Inside to Isaiah Gilmore.
Okay, so that's the second time here, in the second half where you've really seen trying to get, a playmaker in Gilmore incorporated into this offense. With the end around that we saw where he went down the left sideline, and again, coming across the middle here, a little shovel pass, getting into the second level, getting to the right sideline, and getting positive yards for the Wilson Bulldogs.
Impressive so far by the Wilson Bulldogs. All right, Futrick. Calling signals again, this time in the shotgun. Morales to his right. And he's looking to throw. Across the middle, that little off the mark. Incomplete.
Middle is incomplete. It'll be second.
Yeah, I think we saw the receiver stop, and I thought he, it seemed like he thought he was going to keep going. Again, circling back to something we talked about, really in the first half too, with Wilson's Nick Johnson being out, of course, a star at linebacker on defense, but also their true tight end, H-back type person that they had on the offense. Again, whether it's by design or more out of necessity, we're seeing a lot of the spread here with the Wilson offense.
Okay, Wilson coming to the line. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Under 3 minutes here in the third quarter. He's back to pass again. He's looking, and it's a sack. Wow. Number 45.
Brandon Moyer getting in the backfield.
Brandon Moyer.
Great job, by Manheim Central D there applying the pressure. They had a very tight trips, 3 receivers to the left there, Wilson, and couldn't exactly see everything develop with their passing routes there. Simply Futrick didn't have time.
Wow.
But again, ate it, but held on to the ball. Didn't try to throw something up, didn't try to force something, do anything too cute, live to fight another day.
All right, that was a big play by the Manheim defense. 3rd and 19 from the 34. Let's see what Wilson's got up their sleeve. He's going deep. Incomplete. really wasn't open there. Great defense there. Looked like that was Colby Wagner.
Gibble is incomplete, and it's fourth down.
Looked like that was Wagner, had him blanketed on that play.
Yeah, Futrick threw that more like he was just going to continue straight down the seam there. He kind of bended in towards a post and comes up as an incompletion for the Wilson Bulldogs. And we're sitting here now with fourth down, 19 yards, and it looks like they're keeping the offense in for this, Bruce.
All right, let's see what goes on.
And really, you're sitting at the 35-yard line. You're not going to kick a field goal. You're not going to punt.
These fans are into it now. Future calling signals. He's back to pass. Down the middle. Oh, incomplete. Incomplete. I don't know.
Pass is incomplete. The Barons will take over.
Bruce, you know where I stand on letting these guys bang, but there definitely looked like there was contact there by D-back from Manheim Central before the Wilson receiver even had any kind of opportunity to try and make a play on that ball.
Well, regardless, it was a huge defensive stop by Manheim that they absolutely needed. They take over on their 34-yard line, down 10-6, with a minute 49 left in the third quarter. Boy, that was a huge defensive stop there. They just needed that desperately. Here's Simon, and looks like around the end, number 11, Isaac Perrone.
Positive yards, and the Manheim Central fans seem to be a little excited. Whether that was because they got positive yards and are knocking on the door of a first down, or they just didn't try to bang the middle. Regardless, a little excitement here on the home sidelines.
Like the call. Trying to change things up. I mean, you got to give the Manheim staff, credit. They're trying everything here to get this offense jump started. Here's Evan Simon, and he gives it the flick, and he's got a few. He's got the first down. He's a little upset that he didn't stay on his feet because he really had quite a hole there.
Well, it's going to be interesting, Bruce. We've got 1:07 left in this third quarter. So we saw first quarter no score. Scoring started shortly after the second quarter start. And here we are at the third quarter, and we may end up with no score in the third quarter and be going into the fourth to see what happens in this game.
All right, here's Simon back. Calling signals, pistol formation, and he's back to throw, and he's got it. He's on target that time, number 7.
Great job by Manheim Central, and I got to give a shout out here to the offensive line. Wilson was definitely showing the blitz. They did a great job with their protection. It was a very quick pass. Smoker got it out, and Simon got it out. Sorry for the historical slip there with Smoker. Manheim's rolling.
Okay, pistol formation again. It's been effective, and Flick got nothing.
Give my apologies for the historical slip there, but when you look at the Manheim Central football program and you look at quarterbacks, the past, and you're looking at Smoker. Of course, went on Michigan State, and Nagy. Things worked out okay for him, right, Bruce? Going to Delaware and with his current job. But Simon is leading this offense, and again, this is one of these games that you just look at it, in a box score. He may not have big stats, but this is the fourth quarter coming up, and this could be his ball game.
All right, that's the end of 3, gang. Quite a battle so far. A lot of it has been Wilson, but quite honestly, it's really a one-score game here. 10-6 ahead with Wilson in front of Manheim going into the fourth quarter. Manheim's got the ball. They're driving. They're going to have it at the Wilson 39-yard line, Kerry. Boy, oh boy, I don't think we can ask for another great game like we've had so far this year. Here's another nail-biter.
No, it's great. And, as you were talking there, we're in between the quarters. I'm just looking around. this is high school football. This is Pennsylvania high school football. The fans are here, the cheerleaders are here, the mascots here. There's a guy sitting right down in front of me, that's here from Michigan. While we're here at the quarter, we just want to talk about our sponsors again, and Sporty Fox, the app for all your needs.
Circle W Sports as well, important to this broadcast, and we're back live.
Second down and 10.
Simon is back. He's got wide open, and in for the score is number 2, Hunter Hess. Excuse me, Evan Hostler.
Jiminy Crickets, we got a ball game here, Bruce.
Well, just that quick. I mean, he was wide open. There wasn't a guy within 10 yards of him.
So, first quarter, no scoring. Saw some stuff in the second, third quarter, no scoring. Now we're in the fourth quarter, and this ball game's coming down to this fourth quarter.
Same thing happened last week. We had a score on the first play of the fourth quarter after a. All right, important kick here. Down, up, looks good, and it is. 13-10, Manheim, just that quick. Wow.
Okay, and again, we talk about missed opportunities, things, are they going to come back? We're sitting here now with the scoreboards at, 13 for the Manheim Central Barons and 10 for the Wilson Bulldogs. And, really, we've got a field goal to tie. Of course, if Wilson's going to go ahead, they're going to need a touchdown here. Got 11:51 to play to figure out what's going to happen in this game. But regardless, we've just been very fortunate in having some great games to cover here so far in this early part of the season on Friday Night Live, brought to you by PA Football News.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, just that quick. I mean, but Hostler was wide open. Really the only miscue on defense for Wilson all night long, quite honestly.
And again, with Simon, this, right now is not a game that, it's going to look like some big stats game that he's going to be, showing up on all kinds of big stat lists for this week. But the skill set he has, the stuff that he brings to this game and why he's getting so heavily recruited are really evident. And now he's going to take that into this last quarter for his team.
All right, squib down to the center for Wilson. Looks like, is that Morales? And he's up to about the 35-yard line. Big hit there. All right. Let's see what Wilson's got in their bag of tricks. 13-10 Manheim. Wilson's ball on their own 35. 11:45 left. Now let's see. Oh.
So Wilson will set up at their own 35-yard line. First and 10.
All right, that's something special there with that little kid getting the tee. All right, back to live action. Wilson ball, their own 35. Futrick, he's back to throw. Looking, cocking, can't find anybody open. Scrambling, and he's down. He's sacked.
Manheim Central crowd that we're right in the middle of coming alive with that sack. You know what, though? Again, Futrick as a quarterback did not panic. He's there. He kept looking and didn't try and force anything. Brought it in, ball security. Living the fight another day.
Perrin with the sack.
8 yards lost on the play, too.
Back to the 27, 2nd and 18. Incomplete. That just. He was hurried. He hurried that throw.
Yeah, trying to get Gilmore out here in space. The ball's on the right hash. They had the twins to the left, 2 receivers split real wide. One running down, and then Gilmore bending back on the out, trying to hit him and, at least get some positive yards, getting out bounds or turning it up the sideline. trying to get the ball into the hands of your playmakers.
10:56 left. These fans are alive. You can probably hear them since we're sitting amongst them. Here's Futrick. He's back to throw. Going deep. He's throwing it up, and it's, oh, who got that? Who got it? Incomplete. Oh, my God. Both Manheim and Wilson were going after that. That was Matt Fry, it looked like, for Wilson, that was going for that. Wagner defending. They were battling that ball all the way down to the ground.
Again, nice job by the Manheim Central receiver, though, putting that, his body between the defender and the ball.
Big kick here for Wilson. They've got to change field position here desperately. Oh, and he fumbled a snap! And he's trying to run, and he's tackled! Oh, my God! Number 2, Evan Hostler. Looks like he got in there. Wow, great play. But it really was set up by the fumbled snap. That really wasn't that bad a snap, Kerry. And he just mishandled it. And instead of trying to kick it, he tried to run with it. That's I think a defensive lineman trying to outrun a receiver. That wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, and you never want to see those miscues with just coming off of Manheim Central scoring the last time they had the ball. Your kind of backs are a little bit up against the wall. Probably not a real great time to have that happen.
All right, 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line for Manheim Central. Simon back to throw, and he threw it away. And a flag. Oh, my. Remember, there's no uncatchable ball in high school, so if there was interference, that's interference.
Gilmore on the coverage.
And even though that ball was thrown out of the end zone, no, holding.
Defensive holding called against Wilson.
And because there's no uncatchable ball, those penalties, it doesn't matter. But I guess with holding, that's going to happen anyway, whether it's uncatchable or
Holding's
not.
holding.
Yep. All right, 1st and 5 from the 6-yard line. Manheim in front, 13-10. We've got 10:36 left here in the 4th quarter. Big set backfield, and that's Tyler Flick. Wow, I thought he was in. He's down to the 1.
Yeah, this is very reminiscent of the first time Manheim Central was down, coming down that power eye and getting ready to bang. And we did see a little something fancy there, where they did pull it and got somebody out in the pattern.
2nd and goal from the 2. Flick is in. There's the signal. And these fans are just elated. Wow, I can't believe how quick this game has turned.
It has. It's really been these last 2 series on offense. Manheim Central scoring a touchdown last time. We see the miscue on special teams with the botched punt by Wilson, giving it to Manheim Central down the red zone. And the tide is definitely turned, Bruce.
Well, I mean, the points off turnovers are so much in favor of Manheim. That's really the game here. Just like what Joe talked about at halftime, that a team that wins the turnover battle is typically going to come away with the W. Up and good is the extra point. 20-10. Manheim Central, 9:56 left in this game. And wow, I mean, my head's spinning. This game has shifted so fast.
So really, we're talking again, 3rd quarter, there's no scoring going on, and we're looking at 2 scores here in about just a little bit over 2 minutes off the clock in the 4th quarter for the Manheim Central Barons.
Well, part of that, as a result of, Wilson turnovers as well, but still, you got to give credit where credit is due. And, when given the opportunities, Manheim has capitalized on just about all of them all night long.
No, absolutely. And I didn't get to, I turned over my headset to our halftime guest, so I didn't get to hear all your conversations there. But I think, post game, one of the things that, depending on how this game finally ends up is, again, we're earlier in the season, but where is this going to land for Wilson and Manheim at the end of the season with the playoffs?
Yeah, oh, exactly. Okay. And they're squibbing it again, which they have the entire second half. And it did roll out of bounds. Oh, no, we got a penalty. It looked like illegal procedure there on the kick.
Got whistles, got a flag laying right over there at the 40, and here come the footballs up in the stands again. So not only do the fans like the points on the board, but, oh, no, we have shirts flying our way now.
Well, I don't want anybody diving for a shirt end up on me, that's for sure. So, look out. Throw them somewhere else, gang. All right. Back to live action.
Well, like we talked about before, Bruce, I played for 14 years and never had a diagnosed concussion. Don't want to get one.
Yeah, right.
Catch one in the skull up here in the bleachers announcing.
All right, Hess with the squibber, and it's mishandled, and oh boy, he took a big hit.
Yeah, that was a little bit of lights out hit there.
Yeah. All right, 1st and 10 now for Wilson. Boy, the pressure's really on, I mean, they've got to get a productive drive out of this possession.
Chris Pagano on the coverage.
Play back with a big hit there for Manheim.
1st and 10 Bulldogs.
All right, let's see what Wilson can do. Let's see what Coach Doms and this staff can do.
Trips left, 3 receivers still left for Wilson.
Here's Futrick. Wow, they're throwing on 1st down. And he's back. Oh, and he misfires.
Pass intended for Matt Fry is incomplete.
It was intended for Matt Fry. He was open, Kerry.
And it was in his hands. I put that one on the receiver there, Bruce. The poise that we're seeing out of these two quarterbacks, both with Futrick, for Wilson and Simon for Manheim, for high school guys, I think is very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, 2nd and 10 from the 32. Here's Futrick. Little shuttle pass that went nowhere. Troy Corson came across the middle, and he got clocked as soon as he got the ball.
Landon Moyer there to meet him in the backfield.
Landon Moyer again. He's had a good game.
His name is, has come out very often out of the press box.
3rd down and 13.
3rd and 13 for the Wilson Bulldogs.
All right, pistol formation this time.
Three receivers to the left.
He's back, and he's down. Big play. Big sack there by Manheim. Landon Moyer and Noah Jones.
These last two times that the Manheim Central Barons have been on defense, they are definitely win the battle up front against Wilson's offensive line. They've taken over the game.
Wow. I just can't believe it's like you flipped the switch and we went. I mean, this is exactly the way that Manheim dominated how Wilson dominated the first half, how Manheim now is dominating the second half. An adventuresome snap and a nice punt. Fair catch called for at about the 45-yard line. But Manheim, a possession, good field position, 8:14 to go. They're up 10, Kerry.
Yep, they are. With that punt, again, the snap was a little bit high, but, with the special team stuff, whether you're a punter or you're a holder on a field goal, if it's a little high or if it's a little low but it stays in the center and you can keep your eyes there you should be able to manage that. You know, it's when it starts going off to the left or the right. So better result that time with Wilson's punting unit. And the Barons are taking back over on offense.
Pistol formation here.
Twins right.
Simon, and that's flick up the gut, and he's powering his way for about 7.
Flick up the middle, fights his way to about the 50.
Trying to find the appropriate word there, Bruce, but I think sloppy applies to the tackling by Wilson's defense there. You know, pretty much had him dead to rights at the line of scrimmage, and just trying to get him with your fingertips. Not going to do it with this guy. He keeps his feet going. We talked about that in the first half. You know, he's a
big
gutsy
guy.
player.
Yeah, he's big and he's tough. All right, 2nd and 5. And it's Simon, right up the gut.
Colby Wagner
Oh, Colby Wagner took the direct snap.
Greg Smith makes a tackle.
That's what I mean about those numbers. I mean, you just can't see what's number 5 and number 6 out there.
Yeah, really nice job by Smith there from you know, for defense on Wilson. You know, slicing through, and you know, really, if he wouldn't have you know, done the slowdown there, who knows you know, where that play could have ended up going. 3rd and 3.
All right, here's Simon, and they right up the gut. He's got the first down. He lowered his shoulder, and he drove for the first down.
Yeah, you gotta love to see that coming out of your quarterback. You got a quarterback lowering his shoulder, going through there and running people over like he's a fullback.
Wow.
A little almost fake of the jet sweep action there, pull by Simon, and just putting it in fullback mode, beast mode, and getting the first down. Love to see that.
Yeah, I do too. 1st and 10, 43-yard line, 6:25 to go. Manheim in control. Direct snap again to Colby Wagner.
Evan Simon once again.
That was Evan Simon again.
Brought down by Isaiah Gilmore.
Yeah, and make no mistake about it. You know, as an old offensive lineman, you got a quarterback that's doing that stuff. You feed off of that energy, and yeah, we've seen the tide shift here. And Manheim Central is controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
That's a side of Simon that we haven't seen really. You know, the power running game. I don't think that's really what he's known for, but he's doing a great job so far. Now here's back to pass, throwing down the sidelines, incomplete. He was under some pressure on that one.
Yeah, still the poise, the mechanics. Yeah, just a little out of reach with his receiver.
All right, brings up a 3rd and 4 from the 37. We've got 5:31 left to go. Barons up 20-10 over Wilson.
5:31 left here in the 4th, Bruce. You know, football's a crazy game, but you would almost have to think they can put another TD on the board here. Definitely changes the dynamic big time.
End around. Oh, Wilson misses the tackle, but they stop him short of the first down.
Will Rivers with the ball.
Going to be interesting what Coach Hahn does here. 4th and 4 at the 37. I got to believe he's going for it, Kerry.
Yeah, I forget exactly where we were at before. I think it may have been the 38. Again, you're not going to punt here. You're not going to, you know, kick a field goal from here. What are you going to do?
No. Wow.
Well, we're going to go with, you know, and again, that was a different situation, you know, with the score. But I'm guessing maybe they are going to try and punt here and just pin them.
Maybe a field goal, because if they miss, it goes down to the 20. Nope, they are punting.
Yep, going to punt.
And a timeout. Got to rethink this. That would be about a 50-yard field goal. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say probably not going to see a fake punt out of this one. Even with it being fourth and 4, just get over that front line, get it, into the, 20-yard line, on back, and try and get it down.
Well as the defenses played this second half, I think it does make sense to kind of pin them back deep.
And realistically, so we got 4:38 on the clock. Wilson's going to need 2 scores. They're not going to be grounded out. They're going to have to put the ball in the air. You don't want to see him put it out of the back of the end zone, but if he does and you put that they still have to go 80 yards with it and then come back and do it again.
So a 4th down and 4.
All right, looks like they are going to kick. 4th and 4 here from the 37. 4:38 left. Barron's up 20-10 over the Wilson Bulldogs, and he got it off. Just pooched it up there, and why didn't he catch it? Why did he let that drop? But it did go into the end zone. Was surprised at that.
You can't get inside of the head of the coverage guys there for Manheim Central, but it's such a thing when you see a fair catch called for that, you kind of just pull up, and that's what he did there. But, situation, you're going down there on coverage, you can certainly just catch the ball. I mean, they could have, had him pinned really deep.
Exactly.
Again, thank you for everybody for joining us here on PAFootballnews.com. And, if you are viewing in and haven't let us know where you're watching from, if you can hop over on Twitter and let us know where you're watching this game from, we greatly appreciate it.
All right, 1st and 10. Going, up for grabs on the first play. Incomplete. Good coverage there.
Nice
on
play.
Number 3, that was he was shooting for Matt Fry.
That's what they're going to have to do. You got 4:23 left. You got to make plays to win this ball game. You're going to have to go deep.
Colby Wagner has just been everywhere for Manheim Central tonight. Running out of the backfield, defending the pass, catching passes, kicking the ball. Nice game. All right, Futrick. Getting close to desperation time now. And he is clobbered. Defensive line met at the quarterback. Big sack. Wow. Huge play by that defensive line, Kerry.
Yeah, I'm just really trying. I kind of took pause there for a second and kind of just started thinking about the rest of these 2 team seasons. Manheim Central's offensive and defensive line have taken this game over in the 4th quarter.
All right, 3rd and 18. Boy, what have you got in your bag of tricks? They try a little shovel pass that goes nowhere.
Shovel pass this time to Isaiah Morales.
That was the Morales.
Tyler Flick makes his tackle for the Barons.
And Flick playing great on both sides of the ball with the stop.
Absolutely is, Bruce.
Okay.
4th and 19.
4th and 19. Looks like Wilson is going for it. Wow.
They almost have to. Trips into the short side of the field here.
He's being chased. He's throwing, and he caught. I don't know if he made the first down.
I think he had enough if they're saying that's a
wow,
catch.
What a play. That's number 11 with the grab.
Pass results in a 1st down for Wilson.
You got to go for that. You got to go for that, Bruce. I mean, both of these teams, again, very successful, storied programs. They play to win. If you would have punted away there, you would have never had enough time to come back in this game.
That was a bullet by Futrick to Andrew Strauss. Amazing. Now he's going deep to Strauss again, and it's dropped. Incomplete.
Lucky break for Wilson Bulldogs.
That was right in the hands of the defender.
Almost intercepted by Isaac Perrin.
Perrin, he had it in his hands and couldn't hang on.
2nd down and 10.
3 minutes left. Quick score here. We still got a ball game, Bruce.
What, you know, he's really been airing out these last few.
And,
showing off his arm there.
Again, we've been very fortunate to see some quarterbacks with a lot of poise so far this season, Bruce. We really have.
We sure have. All right, here's Futrick. Back to throw, short little out through the hands of the receiver. That was Strauss again.
Pass was intended for Andrew Strauss, is incomplete.
You know, with Futrick and the leadership he's providing here at Wilson, you know, what we see now, Berks Catholics, Terry Dar, going back to before we start our Friday Night Lives, and we're just covering some games there early, and we saw Howard from Downtown West. You know, he's got a lot of D1 attention as well, and then, you know, seeing Simon here at night, it's just been really cool, the quarterback play that we've been able to see here so far this season.
All right, here's Futrick trying to get things going here for Wilson. 2:51 left. He's back to throw. He's being chased. He throws it incomplete.
Okay. So now we've got 4th down again.
Yeah, maybe their last shot, really. With 2:46 left, they got to convert this.
Yeah, so, you know, you got to be thinking on this. They got to convert. They got to get the 1st down. You know, now we're
Landon Moyer putting the pressure on in the backfield.
There's that Landon Moyer again. He's had a terrific game for Manheim here this second half.
Yeah, it says tight end linebacker.
All right, here we go. Game on the line. 4th and 10 at the 30. Wilson, and there's flags. That looked a little discombobulated there.
Yeah. Very reminiscent of the last time they were on 4th down. You know, again, high school hash is here, very wide. Ball was on the left hash, and they ran trips, you know, with 3 receivers in that very tight space. They came out in the same thing again. One thing different this time, they did start to motion the inside guy.
Okay. Well, 4th and 5, it does help them.
Only if it's a thing here of, you know, if a potential for Futrick can pull it and he doesn't have as much distance to go. Now they go with trips of 3 receivers to the wide side, to the right side of the field.
All right, Futrick adjusting the set. Oh, and he's back. He's throwing. He's being chased, and he's sacked again. That Manheim defense has just come to play in the second half. Will Rivers with the sack. Manheim takes over. 2:36 to go. Up 20-10.
You know, when you're looking at a football game and up front and you're looking at offensive and defensive line play, there's times where it'll come down to, you know, just winning one more battle, one more rep than the guy across from you. You know, I think we've seen the tide turn here and the score being 20-10 in favor of Manheim Central because their offensive and defensive line are winning a lot more reps than they're losing.
They sure have. Simon handing it off to Tyler Flick. And he's
close to the 26-yard line.
Powers it up there.
Yeah, Manheim Central not in a position just to get in the victory formation yet and down it, so they're going to be handing it off.
Gain of 7 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
And I certainly don't think there's any intentions here of stat padding, but unless they're, you know, Wilson kind of steps up and, you know, does a little bit better job of tackling, we could see Manheim Central going in for another score here on the ground before this 4th quarter ends.
Absolutely. All right, Simon, I got to believe they're handing it off, which they do. Oh, my God. He's wide open there, getting some room to the outside.
Isaac Perrin on the carry. We do have a flag on the field.
That was Isaac Perrin, but there is a flag.
I can't see where the placement's at, so I can't even, you know,
take is it a hold? Oh, illegal shift.
Okay. I was going to say I couldn't see where it
or
was.
Illegal motion.
Couldn't take an educated guess on what it could have been, but So again, it's coming back, but it just seems the Wilson Bulldog defense seems a little bit deflated.
Okay, that's going to make it 2nd and 8 from the 31. Minute 46 to go.
Second down.
Barons in control here, up 10.
A lot can happen in minute 46, but something needs to be a major swing here
And
for
a
Wilson.
timeout here for Manheim Central.
2nd down, 8, minute 46 left.
Okay. Thanks to Circle W Sports for all of your help with PAFootballNews.com and getting these broadcasts on the air. Alvernia University. What can be said? Great work tonight, guys. Appreciate all of your help. Alvernia University is what makes this program possible. And our friends at Sporty Fox. Manage your team, your club, anywhere, anytime with Sporty Fox. It's free on the App Store. Download it today.
As the teams walk back out in the field here, again, our guys from Alvernia doing a great job. I'm not a techie guy, Bruce, and all I got to do is throw on the headset and talk about football, which I love. But you had special opportunity to catch our first football game in history the other week, and they got the W, and a lot of exciting stuff at Alvernia.
Yeah, and there's Simon. He's running it off to the right there, just trying to run out the clock. Yeah, it was actually. We had a really exciting time there just before the first half ended when we went off the air, and I give those guys a lot of credit. I mean, I think I know what the ground crew at NASA does when they have a problem up with the space shuttle, what these guys trying to figure out to get us back online. So tremendous job, guys. I mean, a lot of head scratching going on, and they figured it out. So terrific effort.
Oh, I looked back. I saw you had your headset off. You guys are doing stuff. I just kept talking, so I had a recap there at half what the last minute or so was.
Well, we can laugh about it now. I'm sure that at the time it wasn't funny, but
hey, I'm just watching the game. I just keep talking.
No, thanks for sticking with us, gang. We really appreciate it. Remember, we're a bunch of fans doing this game as we think the fans like it done. And we appreciate your input. We're here all week. I'm at Badgley Bruce, Carrie Moyer, PA Football News. We always appreciate your input. We do this for you guys. All right, Evan Simon, only 30 seconds left. Running out the clock. Here's Flick. He's running, and he's going down short of the end zone.
They're going to stop it to move the sticks. 25 seconds back on the play clock. 28 seconds left on the scoreboard.
I got to believe they're taking a knee. I just have to believe they're taking a knee. Clock running down. At least we can see the play clock and the scoreboard clock close enough.
Yeah, they'll need to take another snap.
All right. Simon, yeah, he does take a knee. Okay, and that's going to do it.
Wow.
Manheim
heavyweight matchup
on their home field defeats Wilson 20-10 in this battle of Lancaster Lebanon League foes. Section 2 defeats Section 1. Carrie, why don't you wrap it up for us?
No, I'll tell you what. So, we look at this, and it's a tale of two halves, and it's really a tale of two quarters. Didn't see any scoring in the first or third quarter. Saw some stuff going on in the second, but really it came down to the fourth quarter here, and it was Manheim Central's quarter. And again, I say it's really, when you look at what happened up front there, the offensive and defensive line for Manheim Central, I think they really just took over the game. And again, we saw a lot of really good things out of Simon. I thought, as far as, what he brings, to the quarterback position. And, those things started to pay off. We started to see, them getting the ball down the field, specifically in the fourth quarter. And both with his arm and with his feet, he did some really nice things. But again, just to be able to cover a game like this with these two storied programs is amazing. And we've had great games on Friday Night Live so far this season. Excited to head up a little north to Scoop County and catch the Glen Mills football program, traveling up to see Pottsville next week, and just excited about the rest of our season here on Friday Night Live, brought to you by PA Football News.
Thanks to Circle W Sports for all their help tonight. Alvernia University, terrific effort, guys. And, Sporty Fox as well. Just thank you so much for your support of these broadcasts. Without our sponsors, gang, these broadcasts aren't possible. We really appreciate if you reach out and support our sponsors. All right, that's it from Manheim Central tonight, where the Barons come out on top, 20-10 over Wilson. As Carrie said, next Friday night, we'll be joining you from Pottsville, where the Tide will take on Glen Mills in another Friday Night Live event. Thanks for stopping by, everybody, and until next Friday from Pottsville, we'll talk to you then. So long, everybody.